For all business owners who are inspired by scale and growth and want to hit that 10 million mark in revenue in the next 1, 3, or 5 years, everyone tells you to automate using the tools like Power Automate, Make, Zapier, NAN, and many more. But what if I told you that the wrong automation could quietly kill your growth? Today I'm breaking down 5 automation types you should never build, no matter how cool or promising they sound. My name is Ilya, and my team and I are on a mission to scale growing teams past 10 million in annual revenue by helping them operate better than ever before. And over the last 5 years, we've had a pleasure of working with dozens of companies making impact through processes, systems, and automation. And talking about automations you should never build, one of our projects we had with a UK-based consulting firm was implementing automation into their new business development process. Now, all they wanted was obviously to eliminate tedious manual work and just to make their lives easier. And who doesn't want that using automation? So the solution at the end of the day was implemented successfully, but the process didn't bring any business. So the team ended up with quite an expensive solution built on top of a bad process. Now, we did our best in building that solution, but we missed a very important component and learned the hard way. And for that reason, I want to dive into 5 automation traps to make sure you avoid becoming an automation failure story in the future. Let's get into this. So the first on the list is called the accelerated chaos. It simply means automating a bad or broken process. It's like installing autopilot on a plane with no wings. It only gets you to failure faster. Now, automating inefficient or undocumented processes causes errors to multiply. There is one real-life example shared in one of the McKinsey & Company reports. A professional service company tried to cut 60% of their cost by automating a 20-person team that handled some transactions manually. But each of their hundreds of clients had unique requirements, and the team used 5 different input systems with different formats. So what started as a simple automation project quickly became a mess, with hundreds and hundreds of variations and manual workarounds. Now, the system was so complex and fragile at the end of the day that they scrapped it entirely. By scaling our companies to 10 million in annual revenue, we're not likely to invest millions into automations like this. But this case teaches us an important lesson. If the process is broken, automating it doesn't fix it. It just masks the problem and accelerates the pain. Moving on to the next point, quick story about Amazon here. Back in 2014, Amazon built an internal AI tool to automate resume screening. Now, it was trained on 10 years of past hiring data they had, but the data reflected some biases. So within a year, the AI started penalizing resumes that included the word women's, like Women's Chess Club captain, and even downgraded graduates from all women colleges. So Amazon tried obviously to fix that bias, but couldn't truly trust that AI wouldn't find other workarounds, so they scraped the tool entirely. Now, this takes us to the second type of automation, the Soulless Machine. It's over-automating essential decision-heavy or high-context activities done by a human. Automation and AI can assist, but it can't replace the human touch, especially in the moments that matter most. The next on the list, the fragile and forgotten. It refers to treating automation as one-time set-it-and-forget-it project. And here is a visual analogy. I recently found myself at a business event in Florida for cardboard manufacturers. Don't ask me how I ended up there. But what surprised me most was how much these companies invest into machinery. It's just tens and tens of millions of dollars every single year. Now, one of the people I met was a German guy and said something that stuck with me. When we sell a machine, he said, we stay in touch with our customers and proactively ask if it's working as expected. So sooner or later, even the best machines break. So we stay ahead of it and keep our customers happy. Now, if $10 million machinery is expected to break at some point, how much more fragile are the automations you develop? And it's not only about things breaking. The best automations evolve with your business, so if no one's maintaining it, it's already failing. And you know what's one of the main reasons automations fail, even when technically and process-wise they're perfect? The answer is your people. The team Alienator automation focuses heavily on the technology and process, while totally forgetting the critical human element. So this might include poor communication about the changes, lack of user involvement in the design and implementation of the automation solution, lack of training and support, failure to address employee concerns about their job security and role changes. To prevent this from happening in your company, remember this: automation must help and serve your team, not work against them. And also, change management isn't optional. It's the difference between successful adoption and total rejection. Automating just to reduce cost while harming the future. Just because automation saves money now doesn't mean it won't cost you everything later. One pattern we've seen working with dozens of companies, they often default to cost-cutting measures, which seem easier and quicker to implement, but come with some downsides. And one of them is actually an interesting one I found on Reddit, and it's called the ladder problem. Now, when companies automate away some entry-level roles, they often remove the very path future leaders take to grow in their company. So you're not just saving money, you're quietly erasing your talent pipeline by eliminating those entry-level positions. And this might sound a little bit like something you won't face immediately, but remember the lesson. If something is not aligned with your long-term goals, it's not worth automating. To sum up, automation is a tool, not a silver bullet. So the real magic happens when tech amplifies strategy, people, and processes, not simply replaces them. So if you're trying to scale smart, not just fast, subscribe to get more tips and breakdowns like this. And if you're planning an automation initiative and want a sanity check, let's talk and see if we can help you operate better than ever before.